Oh my gosh, hey guys, I know it has been forever since I filmed or posted anything really. I've done a few things here and there, but I know it has not been a whole lot. I have been going through it. I moved and I've been having some mental health issues go on right now, and then just lots of shakeups in my life. Work has started to get super busy. I literally just spent like 4 days at the hotel. Literally, I lived there. But I know a lot of people have been asking about the house tour. My house is not ready yet just because I've been going through it and work. But I will give y'all a little sneak peek. Here is the living room. It's only clean because we never come in here. As soon as you come in the front door, I've got my drink fridge right here. And that's where I keep mostly Monsters, water, tea, alcohol. And then right to the side of it is gonna be my makeup station. I know I was super happy to get that all set up. I got the big lights, the ring light, the big old mirror. And then over here, some more makeup. Over here, I'm most proud of this. I have like a little area, kind of a tribute to my dad. I've got some of his old jackets. I've got lots of ammo. Oh no, his hat fell. All of his guns. I have more of his guns, cookbooks, some family pictures. We used to love shooting, so I've got my ears up there and I've got my eyes somewhere else. And of course the American flag that he flew in our yard when we were growing up. And then behind here, we just have like the dog stuff, little office area, a bar area-ish, and then my protein, and then my dirty-ass kitchen. I am working on some laundry and cleaning up the house, probably like when my stuff is sitting on my skin and you know you gotta wait for a few minutes, I'll probably like clean up a little bit in there. I finally, like I said, was living at the hotel for a good like 4 days because we've been so busy, and I was working opening to closing, so like 16-hour days. Probably work on cleaning up during that, and then hopefully, since this is my first day off in a while, be able to do like the house tour and everything. So first and foremost, I already like washed my face and brushed my teeth and everything, getting ready for the day. And I'm just going to put on my moisturizer. Obviously, I'm using the Neutrogena with hyaluronic acid. I love this stuff. I actually bought some, and when I want a light tinted moisturizer, I just added some foundation to it, and that's what I'll use. But this is my ride or die everyday moisturizer. I use the face wash, and then I think I have like, I don't really like makeup like cloths or the wipes, but I'll use that every once in a while when I need to. So let this sink in, and I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, now that our skin is fully moisturized, I decided I want to play, and today is just a play day. I have nothing to do, but I want to play with my Jawbreaker and my Thirsty palette. Remember when Jeffrey had a sale, what was it, a couple months ago, where it was like buy two, get one free, or something like that, buy one, get one free, buy one, get one half off, I don't remember. I bought them, and I was going through my makeup, and I'm like, I have not even hardly touched these. I mean, look, the mirror plastic is still on, but it almost looks brand new. I think I've touched that shade a little bit, but that's really about it. And then same with Jawbreaker. I think I took the mirror. Nope, mirror plastic is still on there. And I've only played with a couple of the colors. So I'm thinking I want to do a look with that today. So I'm going to start with my eyes, only because I'm not sure exactly what I want to do, but we're going to figure it out as we go. So first and foremost, I'm going to start with getting my camera straight, my Painterly Pot by MAC. And I'm going to get a small beauty sponge, beauty blender. And I'm just going to get a little bit on there and go in and prime my eyes. I like to take it all the way up and kind of set my eyebrows down with it too. So, okay, let's get a life update. Moving, that was insane. I found the perfect apartment. I love this spot. I'm right on the corner of two fairly busy streets. But the living room is what sold me, this open concept with all the windows. If it wasn't raining like crazy, I'd open them up and we'd have some really great natural sunlight in here. But the weather's kind of shitty today. It's been crappy here in Texas for a few weeks. I mean, we'll have like a nice day here and there, but overall it has not been like great. Okay, so I went ahead and pulled out my Morphe X Jeffree Star. I think I want to go with something along this scheme. I'm really feeling the pink today. Even though I woke up feeling like I wanted to do something with the Blood Money palette, I think I want to do pink for this one, and I might take it all off and film something else later. So out of the Morphe palette, I'm going to take a kind of fluffy brush, not too bad, and get that Self-Made pink. And then just put that right here on my crease. I'm sorry, my corner. And then I'm going to take it up into my crease. And I'm just going to pack this on right now. I'm not going to blend or nothing just yet. Okay, so moving, oh my gosh, that was insane in itself. I was going to like hire movers and everything. I'm going to pack everything up. But I was dating a guy at the time that was like, no, me and my brother can do it. Great. So that was fun. Pretty much, I hate self-moving. I've always done it. And I said, oh, this time I really want to do, like, I really, really want to get it done professionally so that I don't have to worry so much. I'm still in the process of working 2 jobs at that time. I mean, I'm still doing it, but at that time trying to move, it was just way too much. Sorry, I had to get my other mirror. So get moved in, then we break up, which it's amicable. No hard feelings, nothing like that. But now I'm stuck trying to build all this furniture. Now, it's all Walmart shit, so it's not even hard to build. It's just finding the time to do it was the hard part. Because with COVID, we had to furlough everybody at my full-time job. And now we're starting to get busy again, and we don't have any employees. So that's what's making everything harder. So I'm going to take this bigger fluffy brush, and I'm going to take bubble gum out of the Jawbreaker palette, which is a very lighter, much lighter pink. And I'm just going to buff and blend everything out. So this whole time I've been trying to like date, signed up on Tinder, met a few like really great guys. I'm not mad about it. I mean, it's a dating website, so you're gonna get weirdos and everything else, but I've met some really great people, and I talk to some of them still. So that's going great. But I think honestly the one thing that I have learned through this whole experience is I'm not ready for a full-on relationship just yet. I need to work on myself. I've got a few issues, which was part of the reason for the divorce. I've got a few issues that I need to work on, which my divorce is pretty amicable too. I'm very lucky. I have my feelings about my ex-husband, but it's nothing that I'm gonna sit here and bash him about. Regardless of what happened between me and him, he's still a decent guy. I don't 100% hate him. Anyways, so now I'm in my own place. I love it here. It's right in downtown. So I've got restaurants and bars, everything right downstairs. The only thing we're missing is either a like bodega where I can run down and get some Tylenol, and a grocery store like within walking distance. There's one right down the street, like half a mile, but if you don't want to get in your car, leave the parking garage, all of that, I wish I had something super close. But there is a farmer's market right downstairs, so it's not the worst. I'm gonna go in with this Cherry Wet from the Jawbreaker palette. It's a little bit darker, and I'm just gonna use that to deepen the crease right through here. and just blend it in. I am happy though, now that COVID is starting, not over obviously, but now that restrictions are being lifted, we are getting busier, which means more hours. Which is great in the fact that like my paycheck is fine, but I just don't have a ton of personal time. But once we start hiring some more people and we're consistently busier, then I think personal time will come back. It's just the growing pains right now and the nature of the business that I'm in. Once we start getting caterings, we have to have people to work them. So it'll be all fine. So I'm gonna do a cut crease, and this is where I would use the makeup wipes just to kind of get some of this off my lid. But when I take my actual makeup off, I use, what is the water? Micellar water. That's what I use. That and a makeup, like the little round puffs. That's what I use to take my makeup off at the end of the night or day. So I'm just gonna take this off the lids just a little bit and then reapply some of the base. Not base, painterly pot. And I do that with just a little flat brush. Just go back in. And this will help everything stick. And this is where you get that really nice clean line. Okay, now that the eyeshadow primer is back on, I'm gonna take a smaller brush, think like this one, and I'm gonna take some setting spray and just spray it down a little bit. Get it wet, and I want to go in Jawbreaker with the signature color Jawbreaker. It's a pearly white, and I'm just gonna pack that right here in the corner. So let me tell you about this catering, this group that we had this week. Oh my gosh. So it was only like 130. I think the biggest dinner was 160, which is fine. It only sucks because I was by myself. I mean, I had a little bit of help from people around the hotel, but I pretty much had to make everything by myself. But what sucked was somehow my grocery truck got canceled. We don't know how, we don't know why. So I didn't have any food. I had to scramble for that. And then day of, my produce truck the produce truck came, but the warehouse somehow forgot to put the produce on the truck. And this is like the second time it happened. The first time it was no big deal because it was just like regular stuff. I could wait for a run the next day. That one, he was supposed to be there at 7 o'clock in the morning. He came at almost 9. I have to have food out by 11:15. And I have no stuff for my salads. I think it was fajitas. I needed like pico, tomatoes to make it. I needed my guacamole. It was just, oh my gosh. So scrambled for that, and then at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, where are my desserts? The bakery hasn't shown up either. Called the bakery. Whoever answered the phone, they took my order and they set it aside, but then forgot to put it in the system. Luckily, it wasn't anything custom. It was stuff they have around the bakery all the time. So they were like, oh yeah, just come on in and get it. So luckily, produce is like 10 minutes away from the hotel I work at. Not a big deal. The bakery, on the other hand, is about 30. I have to have lunch out in an hour. I'm like, oh my God. So I ended up sending people to go get stuff for me, which is a blessing that I had those people. I'm going to take another brush, an angled one, because I only did the corner. Get some setting spray on it, and then I'm going to go in with cotton candy. I'm feeling the glitter today for some reason, and I'm just going to pack that right on in the middle and blend it. So luckily everybody gets back with all of the food that I need just in time. Like within less than 5 minutes to spare. I'm like, oh my gosh. Freaking out because, hello. But everything went off without a hitch. Everybody loved everything. I actually, on my Snapchat, was filming me making the dinner, which is the pot roast, which takes about 2 days to make. Excuse me. So you're more than welcome to come follow me over on Snapchat and see my stories. I love to post when I'm doing big events like that, and the food takes a while, and just kind of show off what I'm doing. Okay, now I'm gonna blend this white and pink real quick. Give me just a sec. So I got that part of the shadow down. I'm actually very impressed by it. I'm gonna use my setting spray and just set that and let it wait for a few minutes, just so I just don't want it to go anywhere. There's definitely one trick that I've learned through the pandemic is use setting spray after almost every step and your makeup doesn't move. Alrighty, so now that my setting spray has dried, I'm just gonna come in and do a little bit of black eyeliner on the bottom. And I've been really enjoying that look where girls have been taking it all the way over. I used to do that in high school, and then I stopped for some reason, and I don't understand why, because now it's back and I'm living for it. So other than that, I really haven't done anything fun other than, oh, I did go get my hair done, so my roots are not bad this time. Which, oh my gosh, shout out to John Mercer. I love going to see him. He is always so freaking sweet. If you're in the Dallas area and you need to get your hair done, he is amazing. He has done my hair for, oh gosh, years now. He's the only one I'll go to. Alrighty, let's try and do this on the phone camera. I'm trying to do like a half wing. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Hold on. Other than that, I'm pretty boring. Okay, let me do this off camera. Oh, that turned into a full wing real quick. So I'm just gonna take, I guess I'm just gonna do Jawbreaker today, guys. I'm gonna take back in a Jawbreaker and just kind of get some more white under here on my lower lash line, kind of bring that out a little bit. And then I'm just gonna go into that glittery pink. And I like to use the smaller brush on the bottom lash line, obviously. I don't want it to get too crazy. But I like to do this before mascara, just so it doesn't smudge too bad. I know it's picking up my eyeliner a little bit. That's okay. There we go. Nope, hold on. I forgot to wet my brush. That's what it was. Okay, now let's get it. There we go. Now it's sticking a little bit better. And then just go in and do it on the other side. That one's looking a little bit better. There we go. Yeah, much better. I'm gonna grab some mascara. It's the Hot and Naughty 2 Black by MAC. I love this one because you have your regular brush, but then you also have a smaller brush for your bottom lashes. Because if you're clumsy like... Okay, so what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by my phone, is if you're clumsy like me, I tend to get mascara like everywhere sometimes. So I really enjoy having the smaller brush. So what has everyone else been into? I have just been watching a lot more TV than normal on my phone. I'm all caught up on Queen of the South, which I'm really sad that it is their last season. Ugh. And next, I know I need to get caught up on RuPaul, and I actually got caught up on Letterkenny too, so that's exciting. I can't wait for the new season to come out. I freaking love that show. If you have like a really dry sense of humor like me, you'll love it. It is on Hulu. Alrighty. So while that is drying, I'm going to go in with my Prep and Prime. I know it's a small little sample bottle. I've used the full size before. I like it. I just happened to order something one time and of course got your free sample for ordering whatever. So I'm just going to go in and get that all over. And then let that dry for a few minutes before I start working on my face. And in the meantime, I'm going to go finish loading up the dishwasher because I am trying to get everything cleaned up. I really want to go at least get out and go get my dogs today. My sister, oh my god, love her to death, has been watching my dogs this whole time. So I wanted to get my house clean before I went and brought all 3 of them home, but I know she's so over them. Alrighty, so now that the primer is dry, I'm going to go ahead and take my concealer. I use shade NC15. I don't know, I always have to look at that since I've been wearing the same shade for years. I'm just going to go in and kind of cover up anything that's giving me issues today, which I know there's a lot. Like I said, it has just been a crazy couple of weeks. That's part of the other reason why I haven't been filming. Like, my skin isn't gross, but I'm just not confident with it. I've never seen it look like this bad that I can remember in a long time. Alrighty, now that we got all of the spots we wanted to cover, I'm going to let this set for maybe like a minute, and then I'm going to go in with a damp beauty sponge and let it work its magic. I had already done that, so I swept the living room. So just going to dampen up my beauty sponge, and I'm just going to go in and lightly pat out those areas that I definitely need a little bit more coverage on. And I think, I don't know where I learned this technique. I want to say it was Michaela over on TikTok. I love her. If you don't follow her, you do not know what you're missing. Oh my gosh. She's so freaking smart and funny to watch. And I actually really do learn a lot from her. And what is that guy? I think he's like Australian. Chris Cortez? That sound right? Those two are the main ones that I watch. I freaking love them. And I used to watch a lot of like Jeffree Star when he was actually doing tutorials and giving tips, and now it's all about his crazy extravagant life with, you know, cars that I'll never be able to afford that I want, don't get me wrong. But he doesn't give as many makeup tips and tricks anymore. I think it dried out. So, but definitely if you're on TikTok, go look up those two. They give some of the best advice, I think. And of course, since we still have to wear masks everywhere, you're gonna go ahead and set it. And then wait for that to dry 2 minutes, 3 minutes maybe. Now once that's dry, I go in with my foundation. Oh, it's a brand new one, my bad. So I have really been enjoying the Infallible Pro Fresh, Pro Glow wear. I like to take a little bit on my hand. I'm not the biggest fan of dripping product on my face. I know it's really unsanitary. Some of it I will, and this is personal makeup, so I don't really mind it as much, but still, I try to do the least amount of touching my face with actual, like the product part that goes into the bottle as I can. So then you're just gonna blend all this in. And I love this one. It feels lightweight, but still gives you a ton of coverage. And I start up at the top. I know some people start like on their cheeks and work around their face. I like to start at the top. That way, if there is any extra, I can bring it down as much as possible. And to add to that comment, like, I think concealers are really the only product that I put directly on my, like face product, that I put directly on my face and then put the wand back in the bottle. I want to say, I know it's really hard when you have like brushes for your shadows and everything else, but I wash my brushes pretty often. Maybe like, I'm really actually good about it, maybe like once a week, once every 2 weeks, depending on how much makeup I've done. Because when I get into modes, I don't really put makeup on, but when I get into work mode like I've been in, I mean, I haven't worn makeup in a week or so at this point. This little bump is killing me. You know, so my brushes are still sitting here from the last time I wore makeup over a week ago. Alrighty, got that blended in. Don't forget about your neck. You don't really want that crazy line. Okay, and then you are going to set it once again. I'll be back in a couple minutes. So, okay, got that done. Now it's time for concealer. I'm just going to brighten up my under eye a little bit and start my contour. Get a little bit here, here, and then down here. I do that with the super white. I use the C0 from Jeffree Star, and then I go back in with my NC15 on my MAC, and I get one here, 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 here. That's about it. And then of course, I don't let that dry too much, but damp beauty sponge, and just go on in. It's okay if you get a little bit of your under eye shadow, because we can always just go back in with it. But this really does help sharpen the crease. And if you need a little extra practice, I know my sponges, I believe they're the Morphe X Jeffree Star ones, but when I first started, I would actually help my wing like that. So I would use the flat end. As you get better, more practice, it kind of just, you figure it out and it happens naturally. But sometimes if it's really messy, I'll still go in with that side just to help clean it up some more. Okay. And then brighten up the forehead and the nose. And then I take this all the way up to my hairline, past my ear, just to make sure it's bright down here. And it gives a really, really nice contrast when you put your because I contour with powder. So it gives a really nice contrast. And then same here. Okay. Now that everything, all my liquid makeup is on, I'm gonna go in. I like this Infallible. Sometimes I go between like a loose, clear, translucent powder and this Infallible. I like this one because it really does give you that little bit extra coverage. So I'm gonna go over some of those spots that I was a little concerned about. And just, I'm gonna dab this on like I would a loose powder. Just kind of very gently tapping it into the skin, because you're gonna use a brush to wipe off excess in a minute. 'Cause I use it very similar to just a straight up loose powder. I'm not the biggest fan of dragging, especially when it's on top of the liquid makeup. It'll kind of not melt it together, but it'll like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like drag it, make it streaky. And then I just do an extra pass and a little harder taps on some of those. What the hell was that? Some of those areas that I was a little more concerned about. And now I'm gonna take a big old fluffy brush and just in circular motions, wipe off that excess and make sure that I have all of the liquid makeup covered so that it mattifies. And see that spot that I've been babying? It's not completely gone, but you don't see it as well. And I really like this application, this technique, because as you can see the under eyes, at least for right now, it looks good when it's fresh. Now I'll come back and I'll show you in a couple hours, or I'll post it either on TikTok, no, probably on Instagram, how it looks after a couple hours. I'll go on like Instagram Live or something. Alrighty. And then of course, set it again. And then wait a few minutes to come back. I'm gonna come back with highlighter and brows. Okay, I lied. I'm gonna contour real quick. I'm gonna grab this medium color right here because I'm not feeling like a crazy huge contour day. And I'm gonna go up here and just lightly. And you wanna sweep upwards. You wanna bring your face up. That way it looks skinnier. At least that's what I'm trying to achieve. And I go pretty far down, almost to my jaw, and that way it brings everything up. Not my lips, my jaw. Like that. And I'm not putting a whole lot of contour on today anyways, just because I'm gonna run around, do some errands. Ooh. Okay, so I messed that up. I'm gonna take that off. I went from the bottom of my mouth. Whoops. There we go. And you can always just kind of wipe some of this excess off. Luckily, my saving grace is I didn't put a whole lot on there. And now I'm just gonna go onto my hairline. It'll be good because that way it'll just blend in. It won't be too bad. And then I'm gonna get just a little bit on my nose. And normally I'll do my chin. I'll do a little bit, but I'm not really focusing on my neck and my chin today. It's raining today, so I'll probably have a hoodie on anyways. And then I go back with my big old fluffy brush. No, I don't. I'm gonna take just an eyeshadow brush, big old fluffy one, get this light shade and do a little bit under my eyes. Anywhere where you want to lighten up your contour. So eyes, nose, forehead, and then just a little bit down here. Follow that contour line and basically get the bottom of your face. Everything except your neck. Now we take the big fluffy brush and just circular motions blend it in. And all of my baby hairs love to get contoured every single time. So I'm just gonna blend that in real quick and I'll be right back. Alrighty, now that that is on the skin, you're gonna go ahead and take, I like to use either a medium fluffy brush, or Perfect is the brush that we just used to do some of our lighter contour. And I'm gonna use the Soft and Gentle, they call it a skin finish, but it's a highlighter. We all know what it is, from MAC. And I'm just gonna get underneath my eyes. And I'm gonna go right on that brow bone. That's why I haven't done my eyebrows yet. And I'm just gonna get the very bottom of that brow and then bring it out to the hairline. I like to get a lot more highlighter on the side of my face, especially if I'm gonna wear my hair down that day. It'll get a lot more of that light. Let's see if it'll pick it up. Okay. And then obviously your nose. Now I haven't even blended my nose out yet, so just watch, guys. So I know that it looks crazy and it looks like it's a lot of highlighter for a daytime look, but just bear with me. Alrighty, so I still have the highlighter on. I went ahead and straightened my hair because I was on the phone. But the reason I hadn't blended everything out yet is because I know I put a lot on, and I'm just gonna kind of move it around and blend it out so that it's not so crazy. And that's when I blend out my nose contour. There we go. Yes. And now is when I go ahead and do my eyebrows. And I like to define them at the bottom and then just bring it out a little bit past my eye. And I go back, I know they drew on dark, but I go back and fluff them out. And then draw them in a little bit more and take away that harsh line. And then just go backwards on this one. Yes. Okay. And then now that that is done, I am officially, no, I'm not. I'm gonna go ahead and put, if I can find what I'm looking for. I'm just gonna put a cute little gloss on. I'm gonna use, I don't even know what color this is. Sorcery from Jeffree Star. And then I'm going to set it for the day. And I always put a little extra on the bottom of my face because obviously your mask. I just want to keep everything in place. What do we think? So if you enjoyed this, please, 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 please like, subscribe, and then also you can follow me on all of my other socials. I have Instagram, TikTok, and then YouTube and Snapchat. The Instagram and TikTok are going to be the same as the YouTube, which is Dallas.Blondie.life. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.